This is our PowerPoint on ethical behavior of educators, social networking, and cheating by Curtis Atkinson, Kevin Boyd, myself, and Deatra Davis. Our objectives: discuss the ethical issues educators are facing, identify best practices to combat cheating, discuss the use of social media by teachers to communicate with students, analyze the pros and cons of social media, and identify strategies for using social media with students. Zero tolerance means just that. If we can't honestly say that every student had the same testing environment, we don't have a level playing field. For high-stakes testing, a venture as a magic bullet to improve educational quality is a failure. It has undermined the ethical quality of teaching and learning. So why do educators cheat? Some of the issues that we came up with on why educators cheat. One of them is the misuse of the business model in education. Most students are seen as products instead of as students. Schools are promoting a pass by any means mentality. The hero worship syndrome, which creates approaches to increasing schools, is diminishing, and the celebrity culture that we have nowadays, they encourage cheating in movies and television shows. Also, another factor is low teacher wages. Many teachers feel like they don't get paid enough, so that can attribute to why some of them cheat. Because of budget cuts, numerous school administrators have been reassigned to new positions at different grade levels, some moving from elementary to middle school into even high schools, and some of them are having a hard time learning the new test procedures at their new school. Some other reasons on why educators cheat. Some of them vary from self-promotion to increased pressure from local boards of education of the success of their students. Some states also take into account the students' assessment scores when conducting teacher and administration performance levels. So some administrators and teachers feel like if their students aren't up to par, then they could possibly lose their job. So what are some ways to combat cheating? Schools could devise better practices that allow for identification of suspicious results. They could reduce the incentives that they give to their students for doing a good job. And they could also provide better training for teachers and administrators. They could also hire quality people, communicate what is expected of their personnel before testing even begins. Maybe some type of training or paperwork that they have to fill out before students are testing. And most of all, just do your job, and basically you won't get in trouble for cheating. Next, we're going to look at social networking and teachers. So what is social networking? It is an online community of people with common interests who use websites or other technologies to communicate, share ideas, information, and give resources. Some of the most common are Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, and Instagram, and also Snapchat. 5 ethical behaviors when dealing with social networking. The first one is non-maleficence. This means not causing harm to others. The second one is beneficence. Means doing good or benefiting others. Autonomy, freedom of action or choice. Fidelity, the quality of faithfulness, loyalty, and honesty. And then justice, which pretty much means to be fair. 20% of teachers that are disciplined for inappropriate behavior use the internet for communicating with their students. 4.5 million students are likely the targets of some form of sexual misconduct, when it can range from a joke to something even farther. Educators shall not use professional relationships with students for private advantage. Faculty should friend, follow, or engage with students on social media. That is one of the biggest things that teachers should not do in order to not get themselves in trouble. Friending students can lead to a breakdown of the teacher-student relationship, opening up the possibility of inappropriate communication and favoritism in classrooms. Some positive aspects of social networking. 96% of high school students have social networking technology. Teachers can use these sites for educational purposes. Some schools even encourage school-sponsored online spaces like email, blogs, and wikis. So if we teach today the way we were taught yesterday, we aren't preparing students for today or tomorrow. With the vast majority of the country and much of the world on social networking, such as Facebook, it becomes the educator's responsibility to teach students how to utilize the tool in order to be more prepared for the future. Some educators have went as far as adopting social networking in order to be up to date and connect with their students beyond the boundaries of the classroom. Like I said earlier, they could use it for email or for homework assignments. Negatives of teacher-student social networking. A teacher is placed in a potential problematic ethical position when he or she takes on the role of teacher and friend to a student when using social networking. It is a very slippery slope. It may have been in the best intentions of the teacher when they did friend the student, but things can be easily misinterpreted, and that can cause a lot of trouble not only for the student, but mostly for the teacher. So when using social media, the number one thing is to use common sense when you use social media networks. Use good ethical behavior. Think about the positives and the negatives of using social media, and always take precautions. Maintain formal records in online systems used by the institution. Make student participation on social networking sites voluntary. A big one is wait until the students have graduated before friending them. That will prevent a lot of things from being said from a teacher-student perspective. Always be aware and cautious of any personal information you post on social networks, because any personal information can get out and it can really damage you and your career. Always be honest about who you are. Be aware of institutional policies, what it says here at school about technology use. And if you do use social networking sites or any kind of technology in your classroom, always set guidelines up front and let your students know what the policies are. In summary, cheating is increasing among educators. Steps must be taken by administrators to combat cheating. And that is it. That's my reference page. The first one, second one, and third one.